So, going to do a little refresher on your jab. Remember, the jab, most important punch in boxing. Key thing to remember is it's the shortest distance between you and your opponent. So if you are my opponent, my lead hand is right here. The closer hand to you, that's the punch that's coming to you first. It's going to get there quickest. If I show it from sideways, hands up, I throw my punch, I bring it back. I throw my punch, I bring it back. Things to note is you turn your hip with every punch. So literally, turn your hip, turn your hip. Key thing to remember is not to overextend. This is as far as I can hit. If my opponent is further away, I'm going to have to take a little step closer to land that punch. Okay? Do not overextend. Do not lean. If you lean, you notice my head has now come over my knee. This will leave me open to getting hit with an uppercut. And quite frankly, of all the punches to get hit in boxing, the uppercut is not the one that I want to get hit with. So let's remember your jab, right? Make sure the rear hand is glued there at all times. So much so that you can avoid punches coming towards you as you jab. Literally, do not overextend. Anything further than that, you're tipping over, you leave yourself open to an uppercut. Literally, I'm off balance. If my foot has to leave the floor, I'm off balance. So with the weight, literally that's as far as I can go. Anything further, I tip over. So good thing to do, practice with the weight, hold your hand up there, that's as far as you can go. The moment you feel the back leg come off the floor, that's when you know you're off balance. So do not leave the floor, literally. Turn your waist and that's as far as I can go. If I need to go further forward, if I can't reach the target, I'm going to have to go a bit closer to hit the target. Jab. I know this is basic, but quite often people jab and drop their hand down here. I've seen it done many times. For those of you who are top level amateurs, you shouldn't even be doing this, and any pros out there, if I see you doing this, I can pretty much guarantee that if I'm the guy in the other corner, or my fighter's in the other corner, I'm going to pick up on it big time. You should not be throwing like that. I'll show it to you from the other side. So literally, jab, pull it back. Jab, pull it back. Key thing to remember as well is pulling that punch back, bringing it straight back to your chin. I think when I'm coaching, and this is at all levels, even top level, when guys are getting tired in the round, the key thing I have to tell people is bring your jab back. I was in the corner with one of my boxers some time ago, and a coach from another gym said to me, I mean, my fighter won, which was fortunate, but a coach from another gym said, you know, you need to teach that boy to bring his hand back. And this particular boxer is very good, but bad habit of bringing his hand back. He wasn't bringing his hand back. Key thing to do, bring your hand back in a straight line. You do not want to drop it down here, as some people do. They get lazy and they drop it down here and they get caught. It must come back in a straight line. I know it's simple, and the beauty of it is you can jab coming forwards and going backwards, okay? From the side. So remember the lead hand. Jab, bring it back, jab, bring it back, jab, bring it back. What you must not do, and this is where I tend to spot this particular thing, is mid-combination. Some guys, if the jab is not the first punch, it's maybe the third punch, is they'll drop it. And I'll give you an example. They may do a 1-2-1. So jab, cross, jab, then they drop. So jab, cross, jab, then they drop. So it's not an individual jab, it's mid-combination where the mistakes come up. I'll give you a different example. Let's say you have a jab, cross, and a left hook. So I'll show it from a correct way of doing it. Jab, cross, left hook. Remember, with your left hook, don't go through your target. Don't go through the target. I know you'll be coached to go through the target. I'm telling you that when you go too far, you have to come all the way back to here before you're back in position. Okay, that is for another lesson. But remember, correct way, jab, cross, left hook. Jab, cross, left hook. So remember, what mistake I sometimes see with this particular punch is I'll see the person jab, and because they're thinking about that left hook at the end, they'll drop their hand down here. And then they'll throw the left hook. So, wrong way again. Jab, cross, see hands all the way down here, left hook. So in that time before the left hooks come, they're vulnerable, they could get caught. So remember, when you're throwing the jab, throw it correctly, bring it back. One other thing to cover, make sure you turn at the end. Make sure you turn at the end. You twist your hand around so your knuckle slightly dips down. Get full extension. Turn your hips, full extension. Do not overturn, because now my back is up to my opponent. Just to there. And cross. Jab. Cross. Jab. Cross. What I would suggest is when you're hitting the bags, let's say you're doing an anaerobic workout and you're hitting the bags with a lot of punches, literally at full speed, bring the hand back to the chin to practice bringing the hand back to chin. I'm thinking of this motion, but pull back in and pull back again. Be in position at all times, okay? Make sure that hand comes back. So hopefully that's given you enough to go on. Like I say, there are so many different types of jab. I've covered a few in this particular video. Feel free to put some comments at the bottom and make other suggestions. Once again, I've said before, there's an infinite amount of knowledge. I'm not going to claim to know everything. I have learned so many things from other coaches in other clubs and from when I've boxed myself, from even watching the big name fighters, and like I said before, the Emmanuel Stewarts, the Eddie Futches, even on video, to some of our UK trainers. There's an infinite amount of knowledge. So I hope that's given you enough to start with. I am going to do some workshops on hooks and uppercuts and some defensive workshops. So please stick with me. Obviously this is being filmed during lockdown. Future videos we will be in the boxing gym. So please stick with me. I'm Jason from Empower PT. Thanks for watching.